Steam from the seaweed soup curled up in the small dining room of their house in Jamsil-dong. Mr. Park tapped the side of his bowl with his chopsticks, a habit that meant the family meeting was about to begin. Mrs. Park set a plate of kimchi in the center and looked at her twin daughters sitting side by side, identical faces, opposite auras. Yuna sat with her shoulders close together, quiet and polite. Yin leaned slightly back, chin tilted up with a little confidence. "All right," Mr. Park began, half joking, half serious. "Tonight's agenda, after you graduate high school, what's next? And how do we stop people from comparing you to all the time, like you've always wanted?" Yin grinned. "Finally, the official meeting begins." Yuna smiled softly, running her fingers along the edge of a crumpled brochure in her hands. "I've thought of something," she said quietly. "We stick with business as our major, but we go to different universities." Their mother nodded right away, visibly relieved. "I like that idea. You two are like two sides of a coin, same face, different ways of seeing the world. It's time to stand on your own stages." Mr. Park leaned forward. "All right then. What universities are you both aiming for?" Yuna opened her brochure, Seoryun Business University. She read the slogan on the cover under her breath. "They call it Seoul's Ivy of Finance." Apparently, her cheeks flushed pink, but her voice was firm. "It's only 15 minutes from here by bus. The campus is clean, elegant, and quiet. You'll hear more typing than cheering." She gave a nervous laugh, then continued, now more confident as she moved into her comfort zone. "Data. The students often win economic debate contests, startup simulations, and national business olympiads. Most of them wear suits, white shirts, and always with laptops. Sports aren't their focus, but academically, it's top-notch. I think I'd fit in there." "Bus rides safe?" her mother asked automatically. Yuna nodded quickly. "Yeah, and I'm still scared to drive, Mom." "Noted," Mr. Park said, pretending to jot down notes. "Seoryun, close, academic, elegant, not sports-focused. Next, Yin?" Yin had already pulled out her phone. She swiped to a photo of a misty glass dome, Haesung Aquatic Dome, glowing in blue reflections. "Haesung University," she said, her excitement hard to contain. "They're great at sports and international business, plus their exchange program's amazing. Their sports facilities are world-class. This pool's Olympic standard, and used by the National University swim team." She swiped again to show another photo, a banner reading "Blue Sharks waving proudly." "Their swim club wins intercollegiate tournaments all the time. But for me, swimming isn't about medals. I just like how it feels to be in the water." She laughed. Mr. Park raised an eyebrow. "How far is it?" "A bit farther. Around 35 minutes if traffic's fine. But that's okay. I'll drive. I already passed my license test." Her tone was light, but her eyes asked for trust. "What about the students?" Mrs. Park asked, curious now. "Energetic, social, competitive, but balance between academics and physical activities." Yin mimicked her marketing professor's voice, making everyone laugh. "Feels like a lively crowd, and I like growing in that kind of place." Mr. Park glanced between his two daughters, two completely different worlds, both equally right. So both business majors, just different stages. Seoryun for Yuna, Haesung for Yin. "To let our feet learn to stand on their own," Yuna added softly, repeating the line they'd rehearsed together in their room earlier. Yin nodded. "And so there won't be any more twin competitions we never asked for." Mrs. Park looked at them for a long moment, proud and a little emotional. "If that's your decision, then I agree. What matters most is that you both feel comfortable and keep growing." Mr. Park straightened up again, pretending to chair the meeting. "Final decision approved. Additional notes: Yuna takes the bus, Yin drives. But remember, speed isn't a medal, and take care of each other." Yin raised her chopsticks. "Deal." Yuna hesitated for half a second, then lifted hers too, smiling. "Deal." 3 months later. The rhythm had settled in. Yuna could close her eyes and recite the cadence of bus stops to Seoryun. 15 minutes, 1 seat change, a small slope before the marble gate. She felt more at home lingering in the quiet library than in the most demanding classes. In the campus corridors, nearly every student wore expensive, well-tailored outfits, their laptops practically an extension of their hands. She racked up points in economics debates and found herself drawn to startup simulations. That elegant academic world welcomed her like the tidy pages of a well-kept book. Meanwhile, Yin knew the engine's hum as she exited the toll toward Haesung. 35 minutes, 2 red lights, 1 song ending just as she pulled into the lot. Her mornings were misted over on the aquatic dome deck, Afternoons filled with lively international business lectures, evenings with friends who dragged her out for a run or a few laps while joking about the blue sharks making the news. She rarely sat still, but learning seeped in through practice, projects, and the bold people around her. They remained twins, remained in the same major, remained two sides of a coin, only now the coin spun on separate stages without either one dimming the other's light. But what actually happened in class was, "Hey, librarian," a glossy-haired girl teased as Yuna edged toward her seat. "Cute cardigan. Your grandma made that?" Laughter prickled the air. Mona, one of the popular girls, shoved her designer bag onto Yuna's chair while her friend Hannah hovered beside her. "Oops, seat's taken." "It's okay, I'll sit in the back," Yuna whispered, reaching for her own bag. "Nope," Hannah smiled, all teeth, zero warmth. "We insist." The tote didn't move. Yuna decided to stand for a second and step around, but Mona shouldered into her on purpose. Yuna staggered and dropped onto the floor. The whole class stifled their laughs. Nobody budged to help. When she tried to get up, Hannah blocked the path, and Yuna's shoulder slammed hard into the desk. She winced. Sorry, didn't mean it," Hannah said, not sounding sorry at all. "You stood up by yourself. You bonked the desk by yourself. I'm literally just standing here," she snickered. Yuna said nothing. Slowly, she walked to the very back, one hand clamped over her aching shoulder. Mona and Hannah were still giggling, dragging it out like the whole thing was pre-class entertainment, when the door opened. A good-looking guy walked in calm steps, Jian Jungkook. "Keep it down." His voice was flat, cool. "This is a classroom, not a market." The laughter cut off. Silence dropped fast. Jungkook skimmed the room, like he already knew. His gaze landed on Yuna in the far back corner, one hand on her shoulder. He didn't say anything else, just walked down the aisle and took a seat in the back row, far enough, but still within Yuna's line of sight. Soon the professor arrived and class began. Yuna tried to take notes, but the sting in her shoulder made her handwriting break and wobble. Up front, Mona and Hannah kept whispering, pretending to look focused whenever the professor glanced their way. The bell rang, chairs scraped. The professor left and the room filled with the noise of zippers and clacking pens. Yuna was just about to stand when Mona and Hannah drifted over, thin smiles pasted on. "Careful, floor's slippery," Hannah cooed, fake sweet. "Wouldn't want you falling again." "Don't get grandma's cardigan dirty," Mona added, glancing at her friends with a small laugh. Yuna curled her fingers around the edge of the desk, holding herself still. Before they could get closer, Jungkook's voice cut in from behind, not loud, but sharp enough to slice through the after-class chatter. "You do love picking targets," he said evenly. "If you're so tough, try someone your own size. Bullying who you think is weak isn't cool, it's a coward move." Mona stopped and turned. "Chin up. Why are you butting in? This isn't your business." "It is now," Jungkook replied, light but firm. "Keep going and I'll make sure both your names hit student affairs today, with witnesses." Hannah clicked her tongue. "Ugh, strict much." "Wanna test me?" Jungkook stared, unreadable. "Go ahead." A few students, silent till now, peeked over. Mona and Hannah were well known. Gossip travels fast. Mona inhaled, weighing it, then fake chuckled. "Whatever, I'm bored," she said to Hannah. "Let's go." They left, still muttering. Yuna waited until they were a safe distance away before standing slowly. She looked over at Jungkook. "Thank you," she said softly. "Seriously, thank you." Jungkook slid his hands into his pockets. "Don't thank me." Yuna blinked. "Why not?" "Because it's gonna happen again," he said, cold, honest. "Tomorrow? Next week. As long as you stay quiet. You can't keep counting on someone to show up every time they start. The problem isn't just them. The problem is you won't push back." Yuna swallowed. I'm scared it'll make things worse." Jungkook sighed. "I'm not obligated to coach you or protect you. The only person who can really protect you is you. If you don't change, more people are gonna mess with you." With that, he walked out of the room, leaving Yuna standing there, still speechless. At Haesung, afternoons always sound like a mini stadium. Basketball thumps, whistles from the track, and dance club beats leaking down the hall. Yin slid into international marketing with an easy stride. Black cropped jacket, white shirt sleeves rolled to the elbows, pencil skirt, crisp sneakers. Feminine. But don't try anything. Yin. Bam Bam was already waving from the middle row, messy hair that somehow still looked good. He held up a heart-shaped folded paper. "Love letter. Open up." Yin sat without looking his way. "If it's lame, I'm folding it back into a plane and flying it straight into your mouth." Bam Bam chuckled. "Relax. I followed the brand guidelines." Yin unfolded it. Inside, a sketch of the blue sharks, a sunglasses-wearing shark with the tagline, "Don't chase me, pace me." She smirked. Okay, cute. Another guy, Junseo, leaned on Yin's desk. Yin, coffee after class? My treat. Nope. Yin kept writing. I'm on a detox from fake promises. Junseo grinned and reached to flick her notebook shut. Took. The spine of her thick microeconomics book smacked across his knuckles. Ow. He winced. Reflex. Yin said flatly. Don't touch my stuff without permission. The room popped with laughter, not mocking, more like you were warned. Yin's two girlfriends, Yuju and Mina, glanced back with thumbs up. Queen things, Yuju whispered. Facts, Mina added. Also, your lip tint is fire. Shade 08, Yin said lightly. I'll drop the link later. The professor walked in and class started. Yin wasn't the top genius, but she was sharp. Pop quiz landed. She moved fast. Outline, bullet points, clean example. Bam Bam nudged with a help me look. Yin just arched a brow. Steady. After class, in the breezy corridor that opened to the field, Bam Bam matched her pace. You know what, Yin? Why does talking to you feel like knocking on a bank door at 2 a.m.? Because my heart's business hours are closed, Yin shot back. Exam season. What if I apply for an internship? He teased. Rejected at screening. Bam Bam laughed. Hands up. Alright, fair. Behind them, two guys from another class let out a lazy whistle. Yin turned, gaze calm but sharp. Something funny? They immediately looked up at the sky. That was that. On the flip side, Yin stayed soft with the girls. She helped Mina pick a blazer for her presentation, lent Yuju a power bank, and when a group of first-year girls got lost looking for a seminar room, Yin walked them right to the door. At Haesung, her reputation was clear. Fierce if you mess with her, warm if you need a friend. That night at the Park family table, dinner was a splash of color, fiery red tteokbokki, a sizzling scallion paillon, and freshly peeled tangerines. The TV murmured with the news, but no one was really watching. Mr. Park was discussing Yin's car service schedule when Yuna stepped out of her room with a glass of water. Her movement was slow, like she was afraid to tug at something that hurt. Yuna, why are you walking so carefully? Yin asked on instinct. I'm fine. Yuna shot back quickly. She went to sit, but as she pulled out the chair, her t-shirt shifted. Yin caught a flash of bluish purple at the edge of her shoulder. Her focus narrowed in an instant. Stop, come here. Yin stood, voice steady, calm but leaving no room to wriggle out. What is it? Yuna asked, nervous. Your shirt, just a sec. Yin softened. Let me look. Mrs. Park was already moving closer. Sweetheart, what's wrong? Does your shoulder hurt? Hesitating, Yuna let Yin ease the collar aside. There it was, a dark bruise. Mrs. Park's hand flew to her mouth. Mr. Park's chair scraped loud against the floor. Who did this? His voice was heavy, anger held in check. I just bumped into something. Yuna tried a thin, cracked smile. In class today. Yuna, her mother cut in gently. Hand over Yuna's tell us the truth. A long pause, like a breath stuck halfway. Yuna lowered her head, her shoulder trembling. I've been getting bullied, she said, barely above a whisper. A few girls, comments, little shoves, the oops kind of stuff. I'm scared to push back. I'm afraid it'll get worse. For a moment, there was only the sound of their tight, uneven breathing. Yin's face sharpened, not cold, just focused. How long has this been going on? A few weeks, Yuna swallowed, eyes watery. I thought it was a phase. It wasn't. Mr. Park drew a long breath, jaw tight. I'm going to your campus tomorrow. We're reporting this. No, Dad? Yuna panicked. Please, they might retaliate. Yin stared at the bruise once more, closed her eyes, and pressed the anger down. When she looked up, the plan was already formed, reckless to some, clean to her. Then we handle it our way, she said quietly. We switch. Both parents spoke at once. What? You be me, I'll be you. Yin met Yuna's eyes. We start tomorrow. Not just one day. Let's try 3. If it's not settled, we stretch it to a week, but we review every night. Yuna froze. You're crazy. Crazy as them thinking they can shoulder check you whenever they want. Yin shot back. Let them meet the wrong Yuna. Mrs. Park shook her head, rattled. But what if you get caught? What if your professors notice? They won't if we play it smooth, Yin said, matter of fact, realistic. And at Haesung, Yuna will sit with my friends. They care. That circle's safe. Yuna exhaled, doubt threading through her voice. I'm not you, Yin. I can't be that fierce. You don't have to be me. Yin softened, sitting level with her, eyes steady. Just borrow my posture. Shoulders up, chin steady. Walk with intent. If they shove, step back half a pace and say, calm but clear, don't touch me. No need to yell, just be firm. Mr. Park sat again, fingertips tapping the table. Spell out the goal. First, Yin counted on her fingers. Send a loud signal their soft target isn't soft anymore. Second, find the ringleader. Gather proof. Chat logs, witnesses, patterns. If we need to, then we report to student affairs. This time we act on our terms, not just react. Mrs. Park glanced at the bruise again, eyes glossy. I'm worried. Me too, Yin admitted, but I'm more worried about Yuna coming home with a new bruise every week. Yuna closed her eyes for a beat, then opened them. Something small but steady shifted inside, courage uncurling from where it had been hiding. What if I panic? Text one word, swap, Yin said quickly. I'll come. Mr. Park waited for a long moment, then nodded, heavy, but decided. All right, a 3-day trial. If needed, we can extend to a week, but we check in every night. No violence. The moment it turns dangerous, you stop. Clear? Clear. Yin nodded. Deal. Yuna looked at each of them, then reached for Yin's hand. Deal. Mrs. Park let out a breath. She'd been holding, stood, and grabbed the first aid kit. Ointment first. Her careful fingers spread the cool salve over Yuna's bruise. And we prep everything tonight. At Hassan, sunlight slammed into the glass business building and bounced down the halls. Yin showed up in her signature look, black crop jacket, pencil skirt, clean sneakers, but the edge she usually carried felt softer today. No one knew it was actually Yuna. Bam Bam was already waiting by the classroom door. Morning, Yin, he said, playful as always. You eat yet? He grinned, ready for the sharp comeback he usually got. Instead, Yin gave a small nod. Yeah, you? Bam Bam blinked. Wait, what? Since when was Yin this warm? His cocky smile slipped. His heart did a weird little thump. Not yet. But suddenly I'm full. He laughed under his breath and fell into step beside her. No paper planes, no poking her notebook, no over-the-top teasing. Instead, he held the door, pulled out her chair, even moved someone's water bottle that was blocking Yin's desk. Yuju whispered to Mina behind them. Since when is Yin this patient with him? Mina shrugged. Since when is Bam Bam this sweet? Today's Yin, actually Yuna, answered Bam Bam's jokes with an easy smile, no sarcasm spike. And Bam Bam fell harder. You feel different, he murmured, a little shy. More, I dunno, warm. My mood's good, Yuna said calmly. Then I hope your mood stays good, Bam Bam replied genuinely. He sat nearby, not too close, and spent the whole class quietly running interference, keeping others from bugging her. Pretty much the exact version of Yin he'd always wanted, sharp when needed, soft when you talked to her. Over at Seryun, the lecture room air was cool and glossy. Yuna sat mid-row, neat side part, thin glasses, cream blazer, all soft. But under that softness was Yin in disguise. Not long after, the door swung open. Mona and Hannah walked in on a wave of strong perfume. Target locked. Careful, Hannah said, setting her tote on the edge of Yuna's desk and nudging it until it bumped her arm. These chairs like to slide. Don't snag Grandma's cardigan, Mona added with a thin smile. Jungkook was already in the back row, fingers laced. His instinct was to stand, like always, but he held himself back. He was sick of seeing Yuna stay silent. Today he decided to let her handle it. Yin turned slowly, eyeing the bag on her desk. Her voice was calm, glass clear. 1, move your bag. Hannah blinked, amused. 1 what? 2. Yin didn't blink, her voice slicing the air as she started counting, a razor-edged warning. For some reason the whole room held its breath, weirded out and curious. This Yuna felt different. Mona clicked her tongue. 3, then what? Thump. Yin swept the tote off the desk with her palm, clean, decisive, and it hit the floor. Hannah flared at the sight of her favorite bag, but before she could react, Yin caught Hannah's wrist and pressed it flat to the desk. Not brutal, but firm enough to make Hannah hiss. Ow, that hurts. Hannah snapped, trying to yank free, and freezing when Yuna didn't let go. I counted to 2. That was me warning you, Yin said, voice low and even. Stop putting your stuff on my desk, starting now. Mona stared thrown, then stepped in, shoulder cocked to shove. Yin caught the motion from the corner of her eye. She rose half a beat faster, pivoted, and let Mona's momentum carry her sideways. Thunk. Mona's hip slammed the desk behind. A water bottle toppled and splashed across the surface. The class jolted. Someone almost dropped their phone. Enough, Yin said, not loud, but it cut through everything. My lines are simple. My body, my things, my seat. Touch any of them again and you'll find out what happens. Oh, so you've got guts now? Mona's eyes were red with humiliation and anger. I've been polite, Yin shot back. That's different from weak. And honestly, you don't deserve polite. Hannah sneered. You think one little move is gonna make me scared of you? Everyone flinched. Hannah clapped a hand to her cheek, heat blooming. Did Yuna just slap her? This isn't one time, Yin said, calm as ice. This is the last time. I'll repeat that. The last. Mona sucked in a breath, scanning the room. The eyes that used to look away were staring straight at her now. The social spotlight had flipped. Her jaw tightened. My count only goes to 3, Yin said, still cool. If I hit 3, I can do worse than a slap. Enough. Hannah exploded, eyes stinging. Come on, Mona. They stomped for the door. This isn't over, Mona threw back. Wait for my payback. Anytime, Yin answered, voice carrying to every row. Eat first, and come alone, one-on-one. Don't show up with backup like a coward. That did it. The glare, the flush, the door banging shut behind them. The room's hum crept back in. A few gulps, chairs creaked. Everyone exhaled at once, like they'd all been holding air. Jungkook stood and walked over, close enough to talk, not crowding. You okay? He asked flatly, concern threaded through. You look really mad. Adrenaline was still sparking through Yin's veins. She didn't even notice her fingers trembling. Jungkook lifted a hand, a small instinctive move to steady her shoulder. And then her palm landed square on his cheek, harder than she meant. The room locked up again. Don't touch me, Yin said, short and sharp, eyes still bright. I'd rather not add more slaps in here. One long second, the whole class fell silent again, every pair of eyes swinging between the two of them. The record was clear. Jungkook had always, at the very least, tried to protect Yuna, even from a distance. And Yuna, she usually thanked him, not slapped him like they'd just witnessed. A long, heavy second. Jungkook's jaw clenched, then loosened. He gave a tiny smirk, stepped back, and returned to his seat. His cheek burned, but his gaze stayed on Yuna, measuring. Something was off, the stance, the way she held her breath. That wasn't fear, that was alert. Yin sank into her chair, breath still ragged. She straightened her notes, gripping her pen to steady the leftover shake. Too far, she thought for a flash, remembering her dad's rule, no violence. But the image of Yuna's bruise hit like lightning. The brakes weren't there yet. The door opened again. The professor walked in and let the tension drain under a dry alright. Chapter 3. Paper rustled, laptops clicked. But the undercurrent stayed, whispers trading in the aisles, stares landing on Yuna with a mix of and oh no. In the back row, the corner of Jungkook's mouth held a ghost of a smile he hid a second earlier, buried under a bigger question than the sting on his cheek. Who are you really? That night, the Park family table felt like a warm emergency meeting. Steam drifted up from the soup, the paillon stayed crisp on the plate. Yuna and Yin sat facing each other, their parents flanked them, waiting. My turn first, Yuna said, trying a smile. Haesung's classes, actually comfy. The girls are friendly. The professor's chill. Yuju and Mina are super nice. And she hesitated. Bam Bam was thoughtful, held the door, moved a bottle out of my way, didn't mess around. Yin almost choked on her water. Huh? Bam Bam? Thoughtful? Seriously? He lives to get on my nerves. That's why I was surprised. Yuna smiled awkwardly, but he was sweet. Mr. Park nodded, filing it away. Mrs. Park looked relieved to see Yuna more at ease. Then all eyes turned to Yin. Yin straightened. Seer-yoon was loud. Mona and Hannah started up. I gave them a 3-count warning. I knocked their bag off my desk, pinned Hannah's wrist so she'd get the boundary. Mona shoved. I returned it. They backed off. Mr. Park held his breath. Under the table, Mrs. Park squeezed Yin's hand. And then, Yin glanced down. I slapped Hannah. And I slapped a guy. Yuna flinched a little, then went rigid. You said, you slapped a guy? Yin nodded slowly. He reached for my shoulder, reflex. Describe him, Yuna cut in, voice tight. Black hair, cool stare, tall, hardly smiles, sits in the back. Yin stopped. Yeah. Yuna's face drained. That's Jungkook. He's the one who's helped me, more than once. The room shrank. Yin's throat tightened. She stared at her plate. I didn't know. I thought he was butting in like. She bit it back. I was heated. My fault. Yuna bit her lip. Mine too. I forgot to tell you about Jungkook. Mr. Park spoke calmly but firm. Chair of the meeting mode. Apologize tomorrow. Clear, short, honest. Mrs. Park nodded quickly. Yin drew a breath. Okay, I'll apologize tomorrow. Next morning, Seryun was still cool and orderly. Yin, disguised as Yuna, waited outside the building before the crowd showed up. When she spotted Jungkook, she stepped forward. Can we talk for a sec? Her voice was even, polite. Jungkook looked at her, then nodded. They circled the building to the quiet backside, shade from the trees, cold stone wall, no one around. I want to apologize. Yin started fast. About yesterday, I slapped you. That was wrong. The corner of Jungkook's mouth ticked up, not quite a smile, more a measuring line. That's so. He stepped in half a pace, then planted a hand on the wall to either side of Yin, caging her without touching. His voice dropped, sharp. Now be straight with me. Who are you really? Yin swallowed. I'm Yuna. Jungkook leaned in a fraction. No, his eyes narrowed. You're not her. He didn't push physically, but the pressure was there. One more time. Who are you? Yin glanced left and right, empty. Her shoulders dipped. Please, don't spread this, she said, honest. I'll tell you the truth. Just, don't make it a thing. Jungkook lowered one hand, giving her space. I won't, if you're honest. Yin took a long breath. I'm Yin, Yuna's twin. We swapped for a few days. I wanted to shut down the people bullying her. That's it. Silence. Leaves shivered in the wind. Jungkook finally exhaled, like a puzzle piece clicked into place. Okay. He met Yin's eyes. Apology accepted. Yin nodded quickly. Thank you, and I am really sorry. With one condition, Jungkook added, still calm. Yin frowned. What condition? I need a photo, he said, matter of fact. A couple shot, normal, nothing weird. I'm showing it to my parents so they quit trying to set me up with business partners' daughters. Proof I already have a girlfriend. Yin froze. You're serious? Very, he said, and only if you agree. You set the boundaries. Yin thought fast. She remembered Yuna's stories, how Jungkook had helped from the sidelines. My condition, she said at last. The photo doesn't go anywhere, only to your parents, period. Deal. He nodded. Just them. Not stored anywhere else, not sent to anyone. Yin breathed out. All right. Can we do it now? Yin nodded. Jungkook stepped closer slowly, giving her time. Okay, he asked, one hand lifted in a clear signal. Yin nodded again, a little stiff. Okay. Right. He drew her into a brief, warm hug. His other hand lifted the phone. Click. They shifted, Yin's cheek near his shoulder, a small practiced smile. Click. Third pose, his forehead dipped close to her hair, close enough to read as intimate, still within bounds. Click. Enough? Yin asked softly, ears burning from embarrassment, and how fast it all happened. Jungkook lowered the phone, checked. Saved it. Enough, thanks. This is weird, Yin muttered, half sigh, half wry laugh. You know, your trap's pretty neat. Not a trap, Jungkook corrected, eyes softening a fraction. An agreement. Agreement, Yin echoed, stepping back to reclaim the distance. And, thanks for not blowing our cover. As long as you and Yuna are honest, he said, and as long as there are no more slaps for the wrong guy. Yin winced. Noted. Big note. Sorry. They walked back toward the front corridor. Far off, the class bell chimed. Campus life resumed. Footsteps, laughter, books, deadlines. And now the secret didn't belong only to Yin and Yuna, but to Jungkook too.